Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Jake from TodaysiPhone.com. I do not wear eye makeup, and here's what's going on this week. Okay, now obviously the biggest news this week is the release of Apple Store 2.0, which, if you don't know, Apple is celebrating the 10th anniversary of the first Apple retail store by revamping the online store, the retail stores, and the iOS application for the Apple Store. Now, I was expecting a lot. I went to go see the Apple Store in my town to go see, what they'd done, the changes, and basically all they did was make an iPad app to display different types of products and replace the little white signs that told you the product specs with iPads running those applications. It's cool that it's more interactive, and it's cool that you get to get your hands on the product to actually see what it's about. You can read about it. It's really easy to use, and it's like an iPad. But I was expecting a lot. They had all this secrecy, all these black curtains, no, you can't tell anybody, and really all they did was install some more iPads. And that's all I'm going to say about it now, because I'm going to be doing a separate video on the Apple Store 2.0, so it should be up on today's iPhone soon, so definitely stay tuned for that. Alright, moving on. If anybody is on the fence about whether or not they want to buy a Verizon iPhone, you should definitely make your choice before the end of the summer, because according to Reuters, after the summer, Verizon is replacing their unlimited data plan with tiered data plans. This means that you'll be able to pay $10 for 250 megabytes of data, or $20 for 2 gigs of data, or $80 for 5 gigs of data, or whatever, but the thing is, you will not have the option of getting an unlimited data plan after the summer. Now, personally, I can't imagine using my iPhone without the unlimited data plan, just because I'm on the internet, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube so much that there's no way I'd be able to stay in some sort of restriction, which I'm sure is why that they can't offer the unlimited data plan anymore, because people are using too much data. But at the same time, definitely go for this before you lose your chance. Now, there's a couple other interesting things coming out of the story. First, CFO Fran Shamo said that they will bring back the family data plan, which means you can get a set amount of data and share it between your whole family on a family plan, just like you can with minutes. And that's going to make a lot of people happy. And another thing that is very interesting is he said that the next iPhone will release on Verizon and AT&T at the same time, because it will be the same phone. So it appears that the next iPhone will be rocking the World Mode Qualcomm chip. It's good stuff. I like it. I like it. Now, unfortunately, though, whenever the iPhone on Verizon and AT&T come out, the next one, it's not going to be at the same time as people are expecting. This week, we got pretty much a guarantee that the iPhone is delayed until at least September. A manufacturer of iPhone equipment came out and said that Apple has placed their orders later than usual, which puts the iPhone releases somewhere in September. Now, using this information, Gene Munster, an analyst over at Piper Jaffray, put together a timetable of when he thinks Apple's next device will launch. He goes into a bunch of different math things and averages of days and whatever, and he comes up with the lights just went out, which is awesome. Anyway, so he goes into a bunch of math things and averages of days, and he comes up with a timetable of Apple will release iOS 5 on the 6th at WWDC, and then 79 days later, they will announce the next iPhone on August 24th, and then it will go on sale and start shipping on September 13th. Now, he cites a lot of reasons as to why this delay could be happening. He says it could be due to the decision of whether or not to include 4G, it could be due to the tsunami and earthquake that struck Japan, or it could just be because that software stuff that they want for the next iPhone isn't going to be ready at the usual time frame. Either way, though, I'd rather wait a couple extra months and have an awesome phone rather than have them release it earlier and have it be buggy and not as good as it could have been. Do you guys agree with me, or are you pissed that they're pushing back the phone and that they aren't ready when they should be? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, speaking of a 4G iPhone, according to DigiTimes, Apple did have plans to release one this year, 2011, but they didn't do it because the Qualcomm chip that they would have needed would have caused too many design compromises to incorporate into the iPhone. That's not really surprising. Apple is a very design-centric company. You can see in all their products, MacBooks, iPads, iPhones, design is very important to them. So if something was going to compromise the design that much, I'm sure they had good reason to not include it. But the same report did say that there will be a 4G iPhone in 2012. So in normal Apple fashion, they are waiting until the technology is tested and all the bugs have been worked out and it works perfectly before they implement it into their device, which is annoying at the time, but you end up with a better product, I think. Oh, man, we have a lot of next-gen iPhone news this week. This next story coming out of DigiTimes is also about the next-generation iPhone, but this time they're saying that Apple has slowed production of the iPhone 4 in preparation for the iPhone 5 or 4S or whatever you want to call it. More specifically, Apple is cutting down their production of iPhone 4s from about 20 million units to about 17.5 to 18 million. Now, of that, about 16 million will be GSM phones, and 1.5 to 2 million will be CDMA phones. Again, this is not very surprising. This sort of thing always happens when a new product gets closer and closer, and even with the supposed delay of the next iPhone, this doesn't seem out of the blue. Now, the article does have a couple other interesting things to say. First, it claims that the next iPhone will in fact be the iPhone 4S and not the iPhone 5, indicating that it's more of an incremental upgrade than a really new device. Some other stuff is that they claim it will have an 8 megapixel camera sensor instead of the 5 megapixel currently on the iPhone 4, as well as the Qualcomm chip that can run both on GSM networks and CDMA networks, but the Verizon CFO already confirmed that. And finally, in application news, I really want to tell you guys about the Infinity Blade update. If you don't know, Infinity Blade is a really popular game for the iPad and iPhone. You know, it's a fighting game that has incredible graphics and an awesome user interface, and Cam says it is the most incredible game to ever come to an iPhone or iPad. Now, what's new about it this time is that it just got an update to include multiplayer support through Game Center. Now, this is really cool because taking such an advanced game like Infinity Blade and adding such a cool feature like online multiplayer is really taking iOS another step forward in the mobile gaming department, and it's really making it more of a serious mobile gaming system than just, you know, Angry Birds, Red Ball, the casual games. I'm glad to see that there are some more advanced, more full-featured games that are getting the attention and the popularity that they deserve. So this game is available for $2.99 in the App Store. You should definitely go check it out. And if you already have the game, go to the App Store, update it, and start playing online with your friends. Okay, well that is it for this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, definitely follow me on Twitter at TAPJake. I'd love to answer questions and talk to you guys, so head over there and, you know, knock yourself out. And don't forget, for more news, views, and reviews, definitely check out TodaysiPhone.com. Oh, all the links to the stories and the videos and stuff I covered in this video are in the description below. Okay, I'm done.